Hi, this is Austin Hitchcock, and this is my definition and what I think about what good web design is. And for me, web design is basically broken down into two categories. Categories being one, websites that are positioned for you to find something or information or to keep you interested and occupied in their website, and the other one being what you can buy on the internet, sales, auction sites, these sort of things. There are many examples of either one of these types of sites. I'm going to show you a couple of different ones and things that I do like about them and things that I don't like about them, and what I think makes good web design in between the two. Um, the first website I want to take you to is a search engine, and many of you are probably familiar with it, but this is Google. It's a basic search engine. Up here you've got your bar that you're looking for, what you type in, whatever it is you're looking for, and over here you also have a microphone. You can use a voice recording. I like Google. They change their logo up every day or most days. Today's election day, so they changed it up for that. It's very simple. When you do search for things, unlike some of the other search engines, it brings up on a separate page. Well, I typed in great web designs to show you how fast and what comes up on Google and why I like it and think it's a great design. It's very quick, and it comes up with just a few ads in your main section, and then they have a dedicated section on the side that are ads, and this is obviously how they pay their bills. It also comes up with what you want off the web first, and then you can move over to images, and then you can also move over to videos, and then you can also even do more, which is nice. You can find different, if you need a longer search criteria. I just did a great website design. This kind of pertains to the subject, but instead of being just chock full of advertisement, it has very few, and it also usually brings up some images, so you can look at good web design and what we're looking for today. I'm going to show you a few other ones that I don't think are as good, and why why the design I think is not as good as Google's design. So to give you a little bit of an idea what I was talking about, why I like Google Chrome so much better than a lot of the other search engines, this is a Bing, which is Microsoft's version of a search engine. As you can see, it's really busy. There's lots of graphics, and everything's across the bottom, almost like a news feed instead of just a search engine. It's not a bad search engine. It's just not is laid out as well for me as Google, I believe. So use the same one. I did great web designs again, and again, you start right off the bat with featured or advertised. They have the same thing that Google has over on the right hand side. Obviously this is builds across that we have columns and things like that, and it's just way more advertised based than what I think Google is, and that's why I like it a little better than, or a little less than, Google. You still get your images and all your folders. Again, a lot more seems to me like advertising, which makes to me bad web design. I know that's how they pay the bills, but if I'm looking for just what I want in web design, this just really is not it. So a good search engine should also turn you up a good informational site, and for me, it doesn't get much better than Wikipedia. It does have its flaws, but I will show you why its design is simple and easy to use, and probably the best informational site out there. So I picked Elvis Presley for my Wikipedia search, just to give you an idea. It's going to have a lot of information, a lot of pictures. It's quick and easy. On the right hand side, you usually get a little brief description and a little bit of a biography of him, and then also Wikipedia does a brief synopsis at the top, and then they break down every single category of what you've already done a search for. So say you're just looking for his filmography, and then it immediately goes to all the films that he's been in. And so you just say, let's pick Viva Las Vegas, and then it brings it right back up. So then now you get a brief description on the right hand side, and then again they break it down point by point for what you're looking for. It makes it very easy to find. It's a very good design. It's fast. There's no frills to it. The biggest drawback with Wikipedia is that it can be publicly influenced. Say you or me or any of the public could add some sort of a point of information to it, whether it's true or not. They usually do a pretty good job of policing this sort of thing, but it is a problem, so you do need to double check your facts when you're looking up stuff like that. But for what I'm talking about, just for design, everything is highlighted that will actually take you to an external or an internal link with them or someone else. You cannot get that much information with anybody else as quickly as you can with Wikipedia, which is why I think it's probably the best design and best running informational site that you can get out there right now. So the other topic that I discussed was e-commerce, or anything on the internet that makes you want to purchase something, or where you would do any kind of online shopping, and how good web design will help you contribute to buying more things on the internet. So I think I'll show you a couple of sites that make me at least feel comfortable, or maybe want to purchase more things. So for a site that's a good e-commerce site, I picked Amazon.com. It's probably one of the more noteworthy sites. Most people know about it. It's a good design. It's very well laid out. It allows you to use several different accounts with one login, which is a Gmail account. So it ties you to several different things with one login, which makes it easier to shop, makes it easier to tie things together. It's pretty easy laid out. You get usually an advertisement or something, product of the month or what have you, and then they usually have some advertisements on the side. But what I really like is that they remember the things that you've looked for. So if you looked for a headphone, or you looked for, what I looked for, some sort of a earpiece, or I looked for a Fitbit or a wristwatch, it remembers those things. So when you come back to this site, it brings those things up first, so you don't have to immediately start typing back in. It remembers the things that you looked for, which makes it easier to do some shopping instead of having to constantly keep, what was I looking for? It remembers those things for you, which I think is a very good design on their part. I also like that it has a shopping cart, which most of them do, but theirs is pretty nice because it's just one simple sign in. They do not have they don't have a ton of frills, but if you select a product you want to look for, and then you decide you do want it or you don't want it, you can look and decide by their star system, which allows you to pick, hey, these people did give it 4 stars, these people didn't give it 4 stars. It makes it easy to pick, and it's all popped up. You're not digging and digging and digging to find who liked it, who didn't like it. Just makes it really easy to shop, especially if you're just looking for something fairly basic. But on Amazon you can. So to bring my presentation to an end, I kind of wanted to show you a picture of a car. I'm a big car guy, so this is a DeLorean, and the reason I show you the picture of this car is aesthetically as pleasing as anything in the early 80s that anybody would have ever wanted. But the fact of the matter is as good looking as it served very, very little functionality. It was slow, it was very, very cumbersome, and very, very high in maintenance, and really, really expensive. I bring all of these things up because I brought and showed you simple web designs for engines, or search engines, and for informational sites, and for an e-commerce site. None of them are real big and flashy. I know there are a lot of websites out there with a whole lot more information and a whole lot more flash than what I showed you. But a lot of times all that flash doesn't mean it works better. Sometimes the simplest things works and simplicitly better than any of the most fabulous and fancy designs such as this car. For me, web design should be more functional than pretty. All the pretty stuff is great, except for you usually have to weed through it just to find the information you want. And that's not the kind of website that I'd like to have.